What's
everyone.
up? Welcome, welcome, welcome. We hear you.
Hello.
Well,
Glad to see you.
why don't we
Better.
kick this training off with Jerry and Tracy? I understand you were doing some recruiting today, and I'm guessing it was productive and successful. Do you want to share anything with the group before we start?
Oh, wow. I have to tell you, it was really, really something. And Mr. Montgomery here did the presentation, and it was really off the chain. You know how he present, right? So this was with Patricia and Rod, her Pastor Allen. And
Okay.
they had a group of people at their service today. Well, it was after that. It was for their meeting at 5 o'clock. And we got here a little bit late due to traffic. But otherwise, it was really awesome. He signed up, she signed up, they signed up DBOs, customers, and it was worth it. It was worth it, y'all. So if we can do it, we know everybody else can do it.
Absolutely.
Right?
Congratulations to you and to Miss Tricia.
All right.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's cranking them out, man. Yes, it's incredible, you all. But this is a no-brainer. That's why the training is one thing everyone must understand. The training is optimal. You cannot fight a war if you haven't been trained to fight a war. Are you all catching that? So you're being taught to fight the war of poverty with this opportunity. So this is a great, listen to the training, ask questions, and you can't lose with the stuff we use, okay?
And what is so great is that they utilize those Zooms. The Zooms are powerful. I mean, we have them just about every day. So everybody just have to utilize them, put people on. And then after you see the Zooms and they have questions and answers, they need answers too. We have Mr. Casino. We have John Casino, the one and only John Casino. So put them on. And all I can say from there, let's rock and roll because the sky is the limit. Need I say more?
So you have all of us, all three of us to help you all get to the top. Utilize us. That's the secret. We run John almost bunkers. Pretty soon you're going to see his hair all the way down to his behind because we run him. And that's what we want you all to do to all of us because we really, 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 really have your interests at heart. It is extremely important that you utilize this secret weapons you have. So with that being said, I don't want to overcook your grits. We're going to hand it over to.
Well, I thank you both very much. And obviously, your excitement is why we do this. That is the baseline for any type of a home-based business opportunity. And I'll go through a bunch of information. We'll do some interactive Q&A.
All right.
But
We can't hear you, John.
You can't hear me?
We heard you before. We lost you.
How about now? Hello, hello? Hello, hello? Can anybody hear me?
I can hear you, John.
I hear you.
We can't hear you, John.
Okay, then Jerry and Tracy are going
Still can't hear you
with their cell phone.
They may be experiencing like what you call those like when you're traveling on the interstate.
Yeah, they're traveling.
Correct. Yeah, they're okay. If you guys can hear me, we're good. They'll pop back on. Basically, the most important thing for me when it comes to any business is you have
to put it on where he can see you. The way you say you do it to your ear, like you can't hear. Okay? No, you're still doing it wrong. That's she's not listening. Put it to your ear. Put it so he can see your face.
Stop it.
Tell him you can't hear. You can't hear.
Recording.
So funny. This is so funny.
I did. He's still on.
Jerry and Tracy, can you hear me?
Because it was connected.
Check the phone.
Let me see if I can.
You faded out. Faded out.
All right, we're going to go ahead and start. I just shot them a message, letting them know that we can hear and see them, even though they're having a hard time with their signal. But the baseline for a home-based business, regardless of what the business is you have to enjoy doing it. If you don't enjoy doing it, it becomes labor, and it's the first thing that you're going to look for excuse to avoid. And I say that sincerely. I've been in the industry of home-based business for 35 years, yet this is the 5th company I've worked with. So try to process that for a second. I was extremely, extremely cautious and very discerning before getting involved in an opportunity in the home-based business world, regardless of the excitement that those people had, regardless of the compensation that was promised. I had to feel good and want to be involved. Otherwise, I knew I wouldn't give it the 100% that it requires. Does that make sense to everyone?
Yes.
Absolutely.
So for me, I have a couple of little things I use as a litmus test. The first is, would I give it to my mom if I wasn't going to get paid for it? And the reason I say that is, if there's enough compensation, some people will sell anything. I'm sure you've met people like that. Some of you might be people like that, which is 100% okay. But being compensated financially doesn't necessarily make me 100% wanting to go do it. So the first thing I always look at is the product or service, something that I would give to my mom, even if I wasn't getting paid. And if the answer to that is yes, then I want to look at the company. Okay, if the product and the service is good, is the company solid? Is it something that I want to represent? Is it something that I'm going to be proud of, or is it going to embarrass me? And usually I can tell within a day or two based upon the way the company is set up. And over the course of time, I was involved with water filtration in the early 90s, 1990, 91, when people were still, debating whether or not to buy gallons of jugs of water. Water filtration came out, and it was phenomenal. And I had a lot of fun with that for about 3 years. And then the deregulation of the long distance industry happened back in 1993 through 97. I was involved with that for 4 years. And again, had a lot of fun helping people to save money. I got involved in nutrition, which ironically probably should have been my first move, because I'd been a college athlete. I was a professional triathlete. I was a personal trainer, but I didn't actively get involved in the sale of nutrition until roughly 2004 through 2010. I did that for 6 years, and then got involved in the deregulation of electricity and natural gas. So those were the companies that I was involved with during the course of my career. And it was because I felt very good about the offering that I had to give to people as customers, and I felt good about the company that I was representing. That all being said, my overall feeling about the industry was I tried my hardest to create at least one opportunity where the average person could get ahead. And it just seemed like it was a headwind. I was constantly swimming against the current because the industry as a whole, companies in general, and most leaders just didn't really care about the average person. They didn't care about the masses. As long as they were making money, they would stay with the company long enough to move to the next one. Can anybody relate to that mindset? People that I call mercenaries, hired guns. They'd get involved in a company, they'd make their money, and then they'd take you to the next company. And I just personally couldn't get involved with that, so I decided to step away from the industry. The last time I was involved in home-based business was 2016. So if you're doing the math, that's 7 years ago. We're in the 8th year. And the long and short of it was I was never going to do home-based business again until I got the phone call for TranzactCard. And I'm going to be brutally honest with you guys. You'll end up meeting these people at some point. But I was about as far from saying yes as anybody's ever going to get. And the reason I'm telling you this story is many of you are going to talk to people that you think might not want to do it, so you'll hesitate to put them on a list, or you might be afraid to contact them, or worse, they might say no to you when you initially reach out. So I really want you to understand this story. I got involved. People that called me. Tracy, your phone is giving us a bunch of feedback. If you could please hit mute on your phone. Thank you very much. So the person that called me, I've known him since 2004. He was involved with me back in that nutrition company that I was involved with. And we were great friends, did a lot of great stuff together. And during the course of 2004 to 2010, we had started a program that was the very first cashback rewards program ever offered in the US and certainly ever offered online. It was called Aisle 19. And we had a lot of fun with it. We ran it for about 3.5 years. And I was one of the executives of the company, but I was a minority owner. And in 2010, the company was very successful and the partners all decided to sell it. So that was the end of it. And there was nothing I could do about it. But we had a very successful run in 07, 08, 09, and 2010. The reason I tell you that is the person that called me was involved with Aisle 19. He and his upline were two of my leaders back in that company in the early 2000s. And they got involved with TranzactCard. They loved it. And they said, we got to get Johnny in. Now, nobody knew how to get a hold of me because I've been out of the industry for, like I said, 7 years. Well, I get a phone call. And if you guys know the story, I fell off a roof in July. So I have been in recovery now for the better part of the last 3.5 months. It was about 4 weeks after the accident when I got the phone call and I laughed and I said, well, you've never reached anybody so far removed from wanting to be involved in an opportunity. Not only do I not want to do another home-based business, even if I wanted to, I'm stuck in bed. I've got bruises all over my face. My ribs are busted. I was a mess. I was a complete mess. And these two guys said, that's okay. We already put you in. And when you figure out that you want to do this, we've got a position for you. And I started laughing because I thought it was just their little gimmick to get me in. But lo and behold, they put the position in and they said, we're doing this because when you find out about this company, we don't want to lose you to somebody else. Now I'm going to pause there. How many of you guys think that is absolutely insane that you call somebody after you put a position in for them without even seeing if they want to do the business?
A lot of trust.
Pretty nuts.
Awesome.
A lot of trust.
But that's literally what Eddie and Billy's wife, Sue, Billy and Sue are a couple, and Eddie, the three of them put it up straight for me before they ever called me up. I said, thanks, but no thanks. I'm recovering. I can't even think about it. At the time they called, I couldn't do what I'm doing right now. I couldn't even sit up at a computer for a half hour. But they basically said, we don't care. Take as long as you need to recover. We've got a position and we're going to start building it. So the long and short of it is, it was the giant, loud, capital letters N-O, no thank you to this business opportunity. But Eddie and Billy and Sue put me in anyway. And it's because of the relationship that I have with them, the friendship that we've had, over the past 20 years, that I trusted them enough that when I finally reached back out to them, I still didn't know anything about TranzactCard. I just said, come on, guys, like for real, why are you doing this? And they said, you don't understand. This is everything that we wanted Aisle 19 to be, but we couldn't because we were so early, 20 years ago, so early in the game that things have changed. So they said, take some time and review this. Look at TranzactCard and then call us if you have questions. So I started to do my little research. Some of you know the story. I reached out to Jerry and Tracy. And I said to them, look, I don't know what you're doing, but I know that you have some experience in cashback from some things that we've tried in the past. I have tremendous respect for you as business people and as people that I love as family. I want you to review this. I really need you to give me your feedback. And Tracy will tell you, I didn't try to recruit them. I just really wanted them to give me their honest feedback. And Jerry and Tracy both looked at it. And I got a text the next day saying, we're really excited. We've got a lot of questions. And I thought, great, I do too. So let's go ahead and have it. and we spent some time on the phone. I let them ask me questions. I answered the ones I knew, and I said, I'll get you the answers to the ones I don't. And a couple more days went by, and I said to them, here's another video. I think I'm going to do this. I still don't have all the answers, but the people that brought me in are excited. They're already making money, and they are not new to this industry. They don't just jump into stuff. They very discerning. So another couple days went by, and Jerry and Tracy said, all right, we're going to do this thing. And I share that with you because that really was the progression of it. I asked Jerry and Tracy to do me a personal favor and evaluate it. And they knew I didn't care if they said they loved it or they hated it. They wanted in or they wanted nothing to do with it. All I wanted them to do was truly evaluate it for me and then give me their honest feedback, which is all Eddie and Billy and Sue wanted from me. So when I teach this, a lot of times people think it's a gimmick or it's a joke or it's, no, you got to understand something. If you believe in what you're doing and you believe that it's legitimate and a good opportunity, then trust your own instincts. If you will force every person in your life to review it, to honestly review it, and then give you honest feedback, you'll end up with far more yeses than nos. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes,
And
sir.
my right hand to God, that's the process. It's not about presenting to people. It's not about trying to sell people. It's not about convincing people. I'm good enough that I could probably convince most people to do stuff. But here's the problem. Once they get in, if I had to convince them to join, what do I have to do every day going forward?
Same thing. Everything. Same thing.
I got to call
Convince,
you.
convince.
I got to harass you. I got to convince you. Who the heck wants to deal with that crap every day?
Right.
So it makes more sense to decide for yourself if you really want to do it. And the reason why that's so important is you have to have a level of enthusiasm and passion. Otherwise, you're just some clown talking. When you talk to me about this, you might not do it, but you get off the phone saying, damn, he's pretty serious about this thing. And it'll automatically make you second guess your decision to say no. Not because I'm telling you you're stupid. You're going to feel stupid because you're going to say, John's smart. Why the hell is John so excited? What did I miss? That's what's going to go through your head. So I say that to each of you because don't be crazy, goofy excited, but be grounded and passionate and excited when you're talking to people so that they will second guess themselves if they don't see it. That's where the baseline of enthusiasm and just feeling good and passionate about what you're doing. Now, I say all of that to say this. Regardless of whatever business you want to do, the first thing is you have to be passionate about it. Here's the second.
Absolutely.
The second thing is the product or service must be something that everybody wants and everybody needs. Now, it doesn't mean that there's not a market for other stuff. Watch this. Show of hands. How many of you would love to have an 85-foot luxury yacht?
Yes.
If you don't raise your hand, I'll know that you're very lazy and a liar on top of it. Because everybody would love to have an 85-foot luxury yacht. Why doesn't everybody have one? Well, because they're quite expensive. So they don't fit the profile of something that everybody wants and everybody needs. Everybody might want it, but most people are going to say, well, I've got bills to pay, or I've got other stuff I got to take care of before I can entertain the idea of having a luxury yacht. So it doesn't mean it's a bad idea. It's just not going to have that baseline appeal that every single person I talk to must want and need what I have in order for me to have the maximum success. So I'm passionate about what I'm doing. I already know before I talk to you that you want and you need what I have to offer. And the last thing, the third element, the product or service must be something that is consumed and needs to be replaced. So it's a consumable, replaceable product or service. Now, who out there can you possibly think of and then be courageous enough to say out loud on this Zoom, who do you know that does not spend money?
Everybody does.
I spend money.
I don't care who you are. I don't need to know you. I don't need to know your cousin. I don't need to know your best friend. I know that every single month they spend money on something, whether it's paying bills, shopping for groceries, going out to dinner, putting gas in their car, whatever it is. Kids, if you got a kid, you spend money. It's just the way it works. So the bottom line is we have a program that every single person we talk to will benefit from, whether they realize it or not, whether they understand it or not. So it is our job to get to that person, provide them with all of the information, and then let them make the best intelligent decision for themselves. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Yes.
Sir, yes.
Now I'm
Very
going
much.
to pause here to give you 3 things to highlight if you're taking notes. And then I'll open it up if anybody has any questions on anything I've said so far or anything else. But the first thing is you must be excited and passionate to talk about what you're doing. Number 2, the product and service must be something that everyone you talk to wants and needs. Money. Everybody wants and everybody needs more money. And number 3, it must be something that is consumed and needs to be replaced. And again, that would be money.
Business for this.
So as far
Awesome.
as I'm concerned, we have a program that for me fits all, it checks all 3 of those boxes. And it's why I get excited to go out there and talk to people about this. And by the way, we're still in the beta test pre-launch, which is the worst time in the world for any company, because it's when they're still working out the bugs, figuring out if everything fits properly, making any adjustments. So to be quite honest with you, it's the crappiest experience anybody's ever going to have with any company, but it's the best time to position yourself with an opportunity, because if you're willing to deal with the little hiccups and not lose your mind, okay, you are in the best position. For example, here with TranzactCard, if somebody's looking to become a TranzactCard member, which is the customers in this opportunity, it's the worst time. Why? Well, can I see the card? No. Can I order a card? No. Can I put money on my card? No. What kind of debit card program are you running? Right? But it's a beta test. And there's a legitimate reason why you can't have your debit card right now and why you can't fund your debit card right now. And while the company is finishing the transition, just for enrolling for the $25, they're going to give you 500 Z-Bucks each week until the transition is over. So you're not even forced to spend any money. So you didn't have to fund the card. You didn't have to spend the money. You're getting 500 Z-Bucks. Oh, and by the way, they're going to waive the $25 annual renewal fee for life.
Wow.
Wow.
So now, while I've already said it's the worst possible time to become a TranzactCard member, if you weigh the risk versus the reward, let's say the risk is this is a giant scam and it's never going to do anything. You're risking $25. That's the worst case scenario. The reward is, if it is legitimate and it really is going to happen, you get double Z-Bucks for a year. So when the company goes live November 15th, instead of dollar for dollar, you get $2, 2 Z-Bucks for every dollar you spend for an entire year. Your annual renewal fee is waived forever. And during the transition, you get 5. So if it's 2 more weeks, you'll receive $5 twice for 1,000 Z-Bucks before you get started. So I'm going to ask each of you, I gave you the worst case scenario for your risk, and I gave you the legitimate offer for your reward. Who would agree that the reward far outweighs the risk?
You can
I
become.
agree. We
Yep,
agree.
Can be.
Absolutely.
We agree.
Definitely agree.
So here we are. I'm just, in case they didn't warn you, I'm the most honest, blatant, up in your
Yes, he
face,
is.
honest guy there is. And I'm telling you, there's never going to be a worse time to try to get a TranzactCard member than right now. But it's the best time for us to go out there talking to the people we care about and saying, for heaven's sake, risk the $25 because here's what's at stake. Here's what's being offered.
To sign up as
Exactly.
DBO. They signed up.
Miss Tricia, go ahead and unmute yourself because I understand you had a good meeting today.
I'm so
You're
breaking up.
cutting in and out. Please unmute your phone.
Go ahead, John.
Go ahead, Miss Tricia.
Unmute.
itself back. I was so excited.
I'm not sure why her phone keeps muting.
Tell her it goes in and out. Trisha, your phone going in and out.
Oh wow, I don't know why it's doing that, but we just got
This would be this is going to be our comedy recording, I promise you.
right. Why it keeps going in and out, I can't tell you.
Don't move. You're set now.
We just got home because they kept talking to us and kept wanting information and things. And I can tell you, Jerry and Tracy were incredible.
Absolutely.
We ended up getting
Thank you.
we ended up getting 2 DB and 3. Woo!
Yeah.
Wild. And we have people.
Miss Tricia, if you can hear me, hang up and call back in and double check your mute button because literally we're getting half of your sentences. I think you said you got 2 DBOs and 3 customers, which is a fantastic night. Congratulations.
Yes.
Yes, congratulations, sis.
All right, I'm not going to try anymore.
No, call back in.
Yep, I'm hanging up now.
Okay.
Call back in. Yes.
And you guys can hear. Where's the enthusiasm and excitement? Jerry and Tracy and Miss Tricia. Because why? They just left the meeting and everybody was excited and everybody had questions. So that was perfect timing because again, I'm just being honest, there's never going to be a worse time to try to pitch somebody TranzactCard right now. It's the worst time ever in history. But it has the greatest reward for somebody that says yes. Are you back with us, Miss Tricia?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the value for talking to all of the people that you claim to love, all of the people in your life that you say you care about. You owe it to them. You owe it to them to at least share the TranzactCard opportunity and say, please at least consider using this debit card for all of these reasons. And we have an amazing, very brief 2.5, 3-minute video animated that goes through everything. So you don't have to have a 20-minute conversation. All you're going to have to do is ask the person to do you a favor, give you 5 minutes, and there's a whole script on it, but just ask them to give you 5 minutes to review the video and then tell you they like it, they don't like it, and if they don't like it, what it was they didn't like. And I promise you, if you're willing to do that, if you're willing to talk to 20, 30, 40, 50 people, I promise you, you'll end up with more than half of them becoming a TranzactCard member because the offer is that good. And of the other 25, I guarantee 3 of them will become a DBO. Guarantee 3 out of the other 25 will become a business
Yeah.
partner, the digital branch officer. And you don't have to convince people. You just have to share with them what it is that you're doing. Let them see it for themselves. Let them make their own decision. And I promise you, this is where most people will fall. They want to say yes, but they're afraid. They don't really want to say no. So they'll say, I'm not sure. I have some questions. Let me think about it. That middle ground. And I'll tell you what, regardless of the opportunity I've been involved with over the last 30 plus years, the numbers are usually 5 to 10% will say no, 5 to 10% will say yes right out of the gates, and between 80 and 90% will give you that I'm not sure, let me think about it type of sit on the fence answer. Can anybody relate to that?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now,
Now, what I'm going to
Yeah.
teach you
Most definitely.
is how to walk around with a big stick and whack all those people off the fence into the yes column.
Yes.
Absolutely. I agree.
The way you whack them off the fence into the yes column is you deliver to them all of the answers that they need to say
Yep.
yes.
There you go.
Not argue, not convince, not beg.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all hear that?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes,
I don't beg
sir.
people and I don't try to convince them. What instead I do is I would say to them, I respect your answer and I would like to help you get the answers to whatever questions you still have. If there's anything that you're unsure about, let me know. I'm going to write these questions down. I'm going to get them answered. Now, I'll use you, Quentin. Quentin, if I can get all of your questions and concerns answered to your satisfaction, do you see yourself as my business partner making money with this?
immediately. Yes, sir.
Did you guys hear how I worded that?
I like
Yes.
that.
Yes.
Yes,
Let
sir.
them, when somebody says, I'm not sure, I have some, I love that. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Let's get the questions written down right away. I'll get them. But, and this is the big but, this is the gigantic but that you got to remember. After they give you all those questions, now, Kevin, I respect all those questions and I absolutely understand why this is important to you. But if I can get all of your questions and concerns addressed to your satisfaction, do you see yourself making money with me as my business partner?
Absolutely.
How hard would it be to say no to that?
Right.
See,
Absolutely.
it's all about flowing with it. So many people, when somebody says they're not sure or they have questions or they have concerns, they attack them. That's the dumbest thing you could do.
Right.
What does everybody do when they get attacked?
They defend
Push
By the
themselves.
way,
Push back. Push
They
back.
get
They
in
shut
defense mode.
down.
They defend
defend
themselves as they
themselves.
They
should.
get in defense
they run
mode.
away. That's it.
So now you're in an argument that never should have started. You got zero chance of winning that.
Yeah.
Regardless of how dumb their concerns are. I don't care what that's a great, you know what? I'm glad you brought that up. Did you have another concern? Is there anything else that's holding you back from saying yes right now? I will say that 13 times to you. If you give me 13 questions or concerns, I will respond 13 different times with, man, wow, I didn't even think of that. That's a great question.
Right.
Is there anything else holding you back from saying yes right now? Write that down. That's gold. That's gold right there. Is there anything else holding you back from saying yes right now?
Hey, John.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish. I have something to add to that, please. After.
Sure. This is the high level psychology. There's a whole new world. They called it NLP, neuro-linguistic programming.
Yeah, that's right.
I was doing this stuff 35 years ago.
Yep.
I got a degree in marketing, mathematics, and psychology, and then I went to law school. After law school, I studied underneath a guy that taught Tony Robbins. Y'all heard of Tony Robbins?
Wow.
Yes.
Yes.
I spent 2 years learning from the guy who taught Tony Robbins.
Wow.
In auditoriums with 1,500 people, sometimes I was in rooms with 38 people, 52 people, 112. But I mean, I knew his name, he knew my name, because I was in front of him 3 weekends a month for 2 years.
Wow. That's powerful.
That's how they taught all the way through. Today, we're in a society that's all about high tech, AI.
Yep.
And I will tell you right now, it's great to take advantage and utilize technology, but nothing, I repeat, nothing will ever be better than the one-on-one human interaction.
That's right.
You are prepared to have those conversations. The reason why I say prepared is you have to have the leverage, and leverage is not a bad term. It's an important term. So the first thing, and we talked about this last week, but the first thing is never just send the video out to people.
No.
The reason why is you must control the flow of information, control the flow of knowledge. If you're in control of the flow, you can guide and direct people where you want it to go. If I send Quentin the video, who is deciding if Quentin watches it?
Quentin
Quentin.
is. That's right.
Absolutely.
Quentin, are you in Michigan?
Yes, sir. Cold Michigan.
Cold Michigan, and I'm in sunny Florida.
Thank you.
Well, put me some of that sun in the mail, please.
I'm gonna send you some. Absolutely. But if I send that video, I'm now begging, harassing, stalking Quentin to watch it.
That's right.
And Quentin's doing this. Oh, hell, that's Costino again.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Sir.
That's John
Yes,
again.
sir.
Not available. That's why people get frustrated going, I can't get a hold of anybody. Well, you gave them the information. They're in control of it. Instead, if I call Quentin and I say, Quentin, am I catching you at a good time?
You are catching me at a great time.
Fantastic. Listen, I need a huge favor, buddy. Before you try to hang up, I don't need any money. I'm not looking for any money. But I was wondering if you could do me a huge favor and just give me 5 minutes of your undivided attention. Could I get that from you?
You got it, sir.
Now let's pause there for a second. How hard was that to do?
Very easy.
Wasn't hard.
Very easy.
Super easy.
Once he's done that, I can now say to him, I can tell him why I started my business and why I need him to do me a favor and evaluate the video. What are the chances he'll actually watch it after I've told him those things?
Very highly.
Very high.
Very high. Very high.
A
Very
lot
high.
better than if I just like a chicken send it to him via text. Hey, Quentin, watch this.
He won't watch it.
How many of you have received something from someone in the past that they just were like, hey, you got to check this out?
Yeah.
Anybody? It's me. I get them all the time.
Yes.
Oh, I've got them before. Absolutely.
I want to call those people and say, poor child, who taught you to do that? Who taught you to do that? Because if you're doing that to me, you're doing that to everybody, and you're getting really good results.
Wow.
Now watch this. Now, seriously, watch what I do with Quentin. So Quentin, I appreciate you saying yes. Let me tell you what I'm doing. I know you don't know this because I haven't told a whole lot of people, but in July, I had a horrible accident, was doing some roofing work, fell off a roof, broke 4 bones in my face, ribs, the whole 9 yards. I can't work. I've been recovering for the past few months. And because of that injury, I have to do something where I can sit at a computer and work with my phone. So I've looked at home-based business opportunities that made sense, and I found one. And here's my favor. I need you to do me the favor and watch. You ready for this? Quentin, it's less than 3 minutes. I need you to watch this 3-minute video and then give me your personal opinion for 3 reasons. And I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm looking for. The first reason is you might look at this and say, you know what? I get it. I like it too. And if you like what you see, there's a really good chance you and I can make a lot of money because it's very early in this opportunity. Would that be okay with you, Quentin?
Oh, absolutely. I'm all ears now. Absolutely. You have my attention.
But wait,
You have my attention.
there's a second reason. You might look at this and say, you know what? It's not really for me. For whatever reason, if you say thanks, but no thanks, it's not for you, I'm not going to be upset. But I might still ask you for some referrals unless you can point out something horrible that I missed where I shouldn't do it either. I'm going to ask you for referrals. And I have too much respect for you. I would never ask you to blindly endorse something without looking at it. So does it make sense that even if you're not looking for anything right now, do I need you to do me the favor to evaluate this to see if you might kick some referrals to help me out?
Oh, absolutely. You know, if it was something that I wasn't interested in, absolutely, I would definitely pass it on to see if someone else might take a bite. You know, somebody else might be interested in. Well, absolutely, I would definitely do that favor for you because you're my friend.
Thank you very much. Now, here's the third reason. This is my favorite. The third reason, you might look at this and say, John, did you hit your head when you landed? Because this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. It's so stupid that I won't even refer anybody to it. And guess what? If that's the case, you might be saving me from making a huge mistake by pointing out what I missed, okay, when I contacted you. But here's the bottom line. I'm not going to be the last person that takes a look at this and thinks to call you. I am okay if you say yes or you say no, as long as it's yes or no to me and not somebody else. Does that make sense, Quentin?
That makes 1,000%.
Yes.
Yes, that makes sense all day long. Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Now, when would be the best time for me to text you this short, 2.5-minute video so that you can watch it and then give me your honest feedback right there? Is this a good time now or are you jammed up?
No, right now. No, we're not waiting for this. Right now will be good.
Perfect. All right, my man. Hang on 1 second. I'm going to shoot this over to you. It gets sent to you. And here's the bottom line. He gets it. We stay on the phone. He watches the video. I'm listening. At the end of the video, I say, Quentin, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching it. I would love to hear your thoughts, my friend. Now, Quentin gets to tell me anything he wants because I did my job, which was what? To get Quentin
the information.
to look at the information, evaluate it, and give me an honest feedback, honest opinion.
And you control the flow.
Exactly. I don't have to chase them. Guys, if you've ever been in this industry before, you're a stalker. We've all been stalkers where we've sent somebody information and then we chased them and hounded them and harassed them and stalked them to get them to say yes or no, when in reality, they never looked at it.
Right.
The reason why they avoided us because they didn't want to say, I didn't watch your stupid video. It was easier just to ignore us. So my whole point in teaching this process is to make sure you never have to chase after anybody. The offer is simple. You ask them for the favor. The favor is 5 minutes. The favor is to review the short 2.5-minute video and give you their feedback. And the reason why it's so important is you're telling them your reason why you're doing this business and the 3 reasons why you need their feedback. Now, I thank you for role playing with me, Quentin. Jerry, you were going to add something, my friend.
You know, it's amazing that when you give them their information and you open them up to asking questions. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So when you say, hey, listen, because it shows transparency when you say, ask me any question you want to, and if I can't get it, I have a friend, this is when you use the edification, that I'm for sure who's very, very sharp and loves to help people and knows 100% of the facts that can help with your extra question. We can't get it. So we're showing some transparency there. That is very, very powerful, ladies and gentlemen. When you tell somebody, ask me any questions, because most opportunities, they don't want you to ask questions. Am I right, John?
Listen, I've watched some of the most high-profile speakers and trainers run off a stage because they were afraid of getting questions. I thrive on it. I love it. I tell people,
yes,
I can get you asking questions. I can control you because I already know that all the questions you have legitimate answers. And now you're going to be stuck because remember, you asked the question, hey, Chucky, if I can get all of your questions and concerns addressed to your satisfaction, is there any reason why you wouldn't want to make some money with me? You got to get that answer first. Then you, well, I'm telling you, it's literally like you're playing chess and everybody else is playing checkers.
Right. That's what we did tonight. We let them go ahead, ask all the questions you want. And it was a banker there. Am I right? Patricia, are you there? It was a banker there and she's jacked out of her mind.
Husband excited.
They are super excited.
That's fantastic.
Yep. So you're 100%. It does. The effective approach works, ladies and gentlemen. It works. And listen, you're going to be bad before you're good and good before you're great.
Yes.
Is that fair to say, John?
100%. And by the way, you can role play and practice that with us. If you're in any way, shape, or form hesitating to reach out and talk to people, practice with us.
Yes.
Yes, we're open always.
Yes. You can't get no better than that, right? Is that fair?
The biggest thing I want to get across is there is zero for you to fear or reason for you to hesitate to reach out to anybody. There is nothing anybody can say after watching that video that we don't have a legitimate answer for.
Yep. I agree 100%.
And I'll be honest with you, even the people that for whatever reason want to wait until after the launch, I don't have a problem with that. I feel bad for them.
Right. Exactly.
But our opportunity is going to look 10, if not 100 times better November 15th than it does today.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. John, may I say something?
Please.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what's going to happen, but to the point where it's possible that it could go up in price because it's a franchise now. That's when they're going to launch full franchise. We don't know.
No, it will, because right now, and this is important to understand, so I'm glad you brought that up. It costs $495 to get in. And the franchise has a $50 a month fee to it. If you get in now and you recruit 3 people becoming a manager prior to the transition from pre-launch to official launch, they waive that $50 a month fee for life.
You can't beat that.
So to Jerry's point, I don't know that they're going to continue that after November 15th.
There you go.
Because quite honestly, as a franchise, $50 a month is nothing.
It's nothing.
But if I said to you, would you like to pay me $600 a year or not? That's an IQ test. Don't get it. Your answer should be, no, I don't want to give you $600 a year. Fantastic. But think of how wrong it would be if you wait to talk to people until the 15th.
Wow.
See, I talk to everybody now. If they wait until the 15th, that's not my problem.
Right.
Again, using Quentin. Quentin, you're in. You love this. But using the conversation that we just role played, if I said to you, we're in the beta phase, we're in the pre-launch, it goes live November 15th. Here's the difference. If you wait until November 15th, it's still $495, but you're going to lose the ability to have your $50 a month franchise fee removed. If Quentin chooses that he wants to wait until November 15th, on December 15th, when they send you that $50 charge, are you pissed at me or yourself?
Well, I'm pissed at myself. I should be pissed at you. You've
Because
already.
I told you we can get it waived. I'll work with you to get it waived. You say I'm going to wait. I say no problem. I love you. I'm here for you. We'll talk on November 15th. He can't be mad at me. Now, if I don't tell him, if I don't reach out to him now, and I call him on November 18th, and he gets involved and he loves it, and all of a sudden, next March, he's at a conference and he's talking to people that got in during the pre-launch.
Wow.
Oh man, I'm so lucky. I got my $50 a month fee waived. The Queen goes, what'd you say? Pay $50 a month like I do? They go, no, you must have started after the November 15th. And then Quentin looks at me and says, you ran before November 15th. Quentin, I know you're a really nice guy, God-fearing man. If you found out that I knew and just didn't share it with you, is there a chance you might have a knuckle sandwich for me?
Two knuckle sandwiches. $600 worth of knuckle sandwiches.
Exactly. He's paying $600 a year because I was either too stupid, lazy, or scared to call him before November 15th.
Wow.
Dalton Thomas's.
That's why I'm telling you, what did I start this training off with? Be passionate and believe in what you're doing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Which is why I don't mind calling Quentin and Quentin saying, why would I start doing a pre-launch? That's stupid. Okay. Thank you for looking. I thank you for looking at it. By the way, after the launch, when I call you back, I hope you're still going to be my customer, not somebody else's, because I called you first.
There you go.
I'm not mad at him if he wants to wait until afterwards, but I have to share it with him and give him that choice.
That's only fair.
Well, folks, that's all I got for you. Hopefully you took good notes. Got a lot of nuggets there to.
Yes, it was.
That was good. Thanks, Sean.
You're very welcome.
Very informative.
Hopefully I was a good student as well.
You're a great student.
You are.
Yes.
Good notes, good information. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you, Calvin. Now, here's the only question we have. There was some technical difficulties at the beginning with Jerry and Tracy, and
Yes.
some difficulties with Tricia. This is recorded, and I can post it if you guys want it posted.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Because it's raw.
Yeah,
It's
post it.
locker room.
Oh, it's
Little
funny.
bit of comedy
I
involved.
didn't realize
Bloopers.
you were coming through the whole time while you were having your challenges.
It's awesome.
All right, then I will post this up, and it'll
Yes.
be TranzactCard Builders
Yes.
3x3x3 in one of the guides, and I'll post it up there and let you guys all know.
Yes.
Sound like a winner, Johnny.
We
Thank
appreciate
so much,
you.
man.
You the man, John.
Thank you all for being here. Before I go, are there any questions, comments, concerns, thoughts that I did not address? Because I want to make sure you all leave here excited and ready to go talk to people without any cause for hesitation.
Yeah, the pre-launch is on the 15th. I thought it was the end of this month.
The pre-launch is November 12th, 13th, and 14th in Las Vegas, Nevada. They made a decision to extend the promotion until the 12th. So we actually have just about 2 more weeks.
Wow.
That's awesome.
All right.
John, I got a question, John. This is Sam.
Yes, sir, Sam.
with the extension of the promotion, do we still get, if you get the 3 DBOs before the convention, do you get your $500 back along with the $50, or is it just the $50? Because you didn't really elaborate on that part.
I apologize. Yes, you get the 500, the 495 back for getting your 3. They waive the $50 and you are good to go.
Okay.
You're in the revenue sharing pool where you can earn up to $500 a month as well.
Correct. One
Yes,
other question, and I'll get off of here. How would this be beneficial to realtors or someone that's in real estate?
Are you kidding? Wow.
If somebody is in real estate, most likely they talk to lots of people.
Yes.
I would use the TranzactCard as almost, if I was a realtor, I would expense it. I would pay the $25 myself and be giving it to as many people as I could.
Yes.
A lot of times realtors have a closing gift for homeowner and sellers.
Yep.
Make that, just they pay more than $25 for most of the closing gifts. Pay the $25 and give that TranzactCard debit card as a gift to anybody that buys or sells. And quite honestly, I would reach out to all the vendors that they do business with. Same thing. But yes, as a realtor, they have great contacts that they're used to leaning on. If they have a handyman that they use, a lot of times real estate agents also are property managers, where they're taking care of homes and condos. So I absolutely make that a giveaway.
All right, thank you.
Absolutely.
Yep.
They don't have to give it away, but the reason I suggest that is because I know that they do give gifts on the closing of a house.
Oh yeah. We
sure do.
We know of people setting up as real estate brokers. They are really super excited about it.
Yeah.
Also,
honestly,
also for beauticians and barbers, haircutters.
I would say, to your point, I would say anyone who is currently in a business as a business owner, if they have customers, they should be a DBO and they should be encouraging all of their customers to at least become a TranzactCard member.
Absolutely. I agree 1000%.
And that goes across the board, Sam. That includes real estate, but I would say any business owner. If you have a retail business and customers are coming into your place of business to buy, a product or a service, you owe it to them to make them a TranzactCard member.
Sounds good. Thank you, sir.
Excellent. Thank you for the questions. Anyone else before we go? Well, with that, I simply want to say, God bless all of you. Thank you for being here. Drive safely to those of you in the car. And let's do this. This is Sunday night. If you guys are serious about pushing day after day this week, why don't we plan to do this again? We could do it on Tuesday night. We could do it on Thursday night. We could do it next Sunday. You guys decide, but I'd like to do 3 this week and 3 next week. If you guys want to go out there and make this thing, meaning we've got to take this existing group and grow it. I want to see more people coming on that we can positively affect.
Okay.
Great.
Awesome. We can do that.
It's a great idea.
That.
Good
I will
idea.
I will let you know what days will work, John. I'll call you and we get with that.
And just to confirm while we're here, make it 8:30 instead of 8. That way everybody has plenty of time.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Do 8:30.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So
Good.
whatever nights we decide, we'll set it for 8:30 p.m.
Good. Yep. Will do.
Let's blitz. I'm really, guys, let's blitz.
And then also, I want to call you tonight for a 3-way for
Perfect.
a couple of minutes.
Absolutely.
Trisha?
Absolutely.
Okay. Sounds
please-
good.
Yes, I'm here on my hubby's phone because mine kept going in and out.
Hey, since we have you, go ahead and tell your story again real fast, because unfortunately it was chopping up. And since this is recorded, let's go ahead and get the story in.
Okay.
Right.
Well, I had told Tracy and Jerry I wanted to set this up maybe like over a week ago. And I said, I got to put out, I called it a call to action. And I had asked, we had been asking people, I made up a flyer, nothing with Transact on it, just, some wording, life changing and, changing the way, double your power as a spender and all that. And so I've been sending this flyer out every single day for a whole entire week. And so we were getting calls and everything. And I'm going, okay, I did the error of sending the video out, before I got this wonderful training. That's what I was doing. Okay. And as you say, it's like walking up to somebody's door and you knock, they open it and then they slam it because they know what you're asking for. So
Right.
then I said, I was telling my husband, and he said, well, I hope we get a few people because we didn't want, Jerry and Tracy to drive all that way and, not have anybody to talk to. And plus, when you throw food in there, that's an enticement. That's what I always do. So we invited folks to come, and my husband invited, some folks from his job. So people came. I was going, wow, okay. And so my girlfriend Terry, she's a banker, in the banking business, and things. When she sent me a text, she said, we're going to be, a little bit late. Oh, by the way, I saw the video. My husband and I are going to come in as DBOs. I pert near dropped my teeth. I have real teeth, but I almost dropped the real teeth I had. So they got there. And she, they got there late. And so we were sitting in here, we're talking, she's asking all of these questions. This is the one that Jerry was telling you about. And man, she was on point. She know her numbers or whatever. And I just talked to her a few minutes ago, and she said, Trish, she said, are you serious? She said, I told my husband, we're getting in on this. And I went, she said, because it made sense. And that's what she said.
Exactly.
She said, this is what brought us in. The first thing she'll look at with any venture is the comp plan. She goes there first before she looks at anything else. So that's where she went. And she said, I told Ty, man, this is good. And so she came and she already had her card ready. It's just, okay, where do I go? She asked Jerry a couple questions. That was it. She was shaking her head. Yes, everything he was saying, she already knew was true. And so after that, she came straight over and said, what's the link? And so she said, me and my husband are coming in tonight. And then my husband's daughter said, give me the link because I'm coming in as a customer. And then the two other guys that came from his job said, what's the link? We're coming in as customers. And then one said, if I wanted to become a DBO, can I do that? And I said, you sure can. You'll get your information and you go back to that same link. And then you just say, hey, I want to be a DBO. So those three things that came about was just, we were floored. Rod was sitting there looking at me and I'm looking at him and going, and then I'm looking at Jerry and Tracy. It's like, did this just happen? Two DBOs
right?
and 3 customers came in, and would you know those 3 customers and the 2 DBOs were the amount of people that were in the room.
That's fantastic. Congratulations.
They were the amount of people in the room. So it was crazy. And then Terry just called me and she said, I am really mad. And I said, why? She said, because my husband signed up first. I wanted to beat him signing up so he could be under me, but he beat me. And so I'm under him, but that's okay because I signed my daughter up as a member.
I love it.
I told you he was.
Wow.
Yep. So he jumped on the gun.
It was fantastic.
Congratulations.
It was something else. And I'm going, I've never had two people vying for that position to be that first DBO to come in. And that was so much fun. So much fun.
Yes, it was.
And then the ultimate was that she asked Jerry and Tracy when was the soonest they could come back and do a presentation, because she's going to get a group of people together. And so that would just mean he said, give me about a week, and she's going to get a group of people together so they could come back here and do another presentation.
That's fantastic.
And she says she's going to be attached to my hip, so we're going to be running.
Yep.
She's
Right.
shooting for vice president off the rip.
Off the rip. Yes.
And
Yes.
She's a banker.
Terry is one of those people. She's like a dog with a bone. Once she got her teeth in something, you just better get out the way, because she is going to be like a bulldog coming through. That's how she is.
Wow.
Here's my suggestion. Between now and next Sunday, if you go back there next Sunday,
Yes.
see if you can't help her get at least her first 3 in with the webinars. And
I told her that.
and I'll do a Zoom or whatever. That way, when you go back, she'll have people. Give her 3 could have people there.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Because
Absolutely.
now her husband only has to get 2 more people, where she would need to get 3 more people.
She sounds like she's very motivated.
Yes, she is.
She's very sharp. She's very sharp.
Yes, she is.
At the next meeting, you'll be promoting her as having hit manager
Yes.
in front of her 3 people, showing them you can do it in a week too. That's why, you know, these Zooms during the week and the presentations that the company puts on all week long, let her know she gets them onto the Zoom presentations that you have me available one-on-one to answer those questions. That way they don't, if they're at a Zoom presentation for the company, I can't be sure they're going to get somebody who's going to invest the time to answer all their questions for them, but I can promise I'll do that.
Awesome.
All right. Awesome. And then I have to say, we have another DBO that came in today. Before we left, we was on our way to Ohio. Kevin Johnson. Kevin.
Welcome, Kevin Johnson.
Congratulations, Kevin.
Yes.
Yes, he came in.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, yes.
I
So
have
we
never
all
been disappointed.
Well, I told you,
Wow.
you all, I'm gonna tell you, I've never been this excited in a long time, because when John, I tell you, we called him back, I was jacked completely. I was on cloud number 9. It's like I was listening to the Temptations. Okay. And I say, wow. I understand, because John and myself and a few people, we understand comp plans very well. And I was breaking it down. I told Tracy, I said, this is what I told her. I said, these people are absolutely insane.
Yeah.
I mean, I said, are you kidding me? So I say, people, the banker that was on, her name is Terry. Terry said, the average person swipe their card 5 times a day. And she's a banker.
Yep.
She was completely excited. And she has very good questions.
Yes, she does.
Professional questions. I said, wow.
She's awesome.
So I tell you what, that's one leg that's done.
How you spell done?
R-I-C-H.
There it is. Yes.
Okay. So now if a banker got it, and like we was telling everyone, common sense is common sense. If everybody don't have a PhD, a public high school diploma, then I have a problem with that. You gotta be able to have, if you can't see this right here, and we gotta convince you for this, there's something wrong. And I want to, the word John say, we can't fix stupid. Quentin and John's favorite, is that right, Quentin? Favorite words. We can't fix it. We just can't fix it.
Absolutely. This truly is a numbers game. Just get it out in front of people. And the right people will see it, and if others don't, that's okay.
man, and when if someone tell me I'm gonna wait and see how it's gonna go, and I just sit there and I'm like, okay, I like I told them in there, Trisha, tell you, I said, if you're that, I please, you can leave because I don't, whatever's on you, I don't want to jump on me, you know? So that's pretty scary. Yeah.
But the good
So-
news is we actually want to set it up. If somebody isn't sure now, they will be, because their only real concern is, what if it isn't real? What if this isn't real? On November 15th, that answer is given.
Oh my God, it's gonna be I think, John, it's gonna be like a nuke went off.
Well,
It's just
absolutely.
it's gonna be bigger than anything I think we ever did, John.
It will be. The number one question people have is, can I see the Z Club?
Wow.
I don't get upset about that. I want to see the Z Club. You know what I mean? I want to see it.
Right.
People ask that question, and we honestly answer them. Well, in November 15th, you'll be able to. If they want to wait till November 15th, just think of it like, you know, the pent up demand is, you know, get as many of those people in the hopper so that when the Z Club is available and they can.
Oh man.
I mean, here's another one, guys, and then I'll shut up because I'll keep you all night.
No,
the cruise is like December 9th or December 12th or something. The 4-day cruise that people got for free.
Free. Oh my God. It's crazy. I've never heard anything of it.
People that got in and were using the debit card and accumulated Z-Bucks, they did a flash sale, 4-night Bahama cruise out of Miami.
That's crazy.
Z-Bucks.
So then all they had to pay for was their airfare to get there?
Yes.
That's nothing.
Wow.
Cruise, including, if you've ever been on a cruise, the most expensive thing are your drinks.
Yeah.
They paid for the all-you-can-drink special with Z-Bucks.
Oh my God.
They paid for the onboard Wi-Fi with Z-Bucks.
That's crazy.
It's a Z-Buck cruise.
That's I'm gonna tell you, that's pretty
crazy.
that's oh my God, that's incredible. I only with the Z-Bucks. Yeah.
Think about this for a second. If the company puts together like a blockbuster trip every month, not that you have to buy it every month, but if there's a trip out there every month for 12 months, isn't that worth collecting Z-Bucks to go take one of those trips each year?
Yeah, man.
It sure is.
It's like yes, super yes.
Like you get the Z-Bucks for doing the stuff you were going to do anyway. And you're
Right.
buying your groceries, doing your shopping, you're getting Z-Bucks for free.
That is.
Sound like a team cruise to me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Accumulating your Z-Bucks, and you don't like the January trip, and you don't like the February trip, you don't like the March trip, you don't like the April, you like the May trip. So you take the May trip.
Man. Wow.
Tell me that's not worth it just there for being a part of this.
Wow.
And if you spend a lot of money on Z-Bucks, or you get a lot of Z-Bucks, you might be able to take 2 trips a year, 2 free trips.
Wow.
But that's what's at stake, guys. That's how powerful this opportunity will be once we get through this November launch, because that becomes available for us when we're talking to people to say, hey, take a look at that. But I'm letting you guys know there's already a cruise that was sold as a flash sale to the people TranzactCard that took advantage of it.
Well, I know one thing, Johnny. Here we come. You better believe that. Here we come.
Absolutely. Good night and God bless everybody.
All right, good night. Love you guys.
Awesome training.
Be calling you, John, shortly.
We'll be calling you shortly.
Millionaire Quentin.
Bye, millionaire.
Bye, millionaires.
Bye, millionaire.